Hey and welcome to Hyggestrikke. Today I'm going to show you how to sew in a push button on our bib. I have push buttons and wooden buttons from Pandyro Hobby. We're going to sew in push buttons on two different ways. On the blue bib we knitted in a buttonhole. On the pink bib we didn't knit in a buttonhole. We're going to start with the blue bib where we already knitted in a buttonhole. I have chosen to use the same type of yarn as I knitted the bib with. But you can also use a different color, which can be super cute. We're going to open up our push button and there's two sides to the push buttons. There's the back side and then there's the front side. We're going to start with sewing in the back side. The front part of the push button we're going to sew in to the little wooden button, so they're gonna be sewed in together. The wooden button we mostly use for decorative reasons. In the back side of the push buttons there is 4 openings you can use for sewing into the bib. In both bibs we're gonna sew the back side of the push buttons in the same way. We have sewn the back side of the push button into the bib and we're now ready to sew the little button and the front side of the push button together. It is possible to glue them together, but I do prefer to sew them together. I think it's super cute when the yarn makes a cross on the wood button. Now our little front side of the push button and our wooden button is sewn together and we're now ready to push it to the back side of the push button. The idea for this version of sewing in a push button is that we can also use the buttonhole we knitted into the bib. So the whole point of having a push button is so it can burst open if in case a baby runs around with the bib on and gets stuck in something. In the first version we made, you can use the buttonhole, but you can also open the bib with the push button. In the next version, we didn't knit in a buttonhole, so you can only use the push button effect. If you in case knitted in a buttonhole and you want to do this version, you can always sew the buttonhole together. The back side of the push button is going to be sewn in exactly as you did on the first version. On the front part, we're gonna take the push button side on the one side of the bib and the wooden button on the other side of the bib and then sew them together. I'm gonna start with sewing in the wooden button and then make a knot on the back side and then sew the front side of the push button to the bib. When you sewn in the front side of the push button to the bib, you're going to go back to the wooden button and sew the last part and then make sure the ends of the thread is sewn into the bib. Now we've sewn the pieces together and it can now be used as a push button. Thank you for watching our video. Do remember to subscribe to get more free knitting patterns.